Hi, Ali. You need to make me the presenter again.
Oh,
¿Ya nos salimos?
My presentation is going to be a little bit dry compared to this previous presentation.
oh, I made you the presenter and I came back again. Make presenter. There we go.
Okay, I should be there now. You should be able to see me.
Yeah.
So thank you. I was asked to give a little tutorial on how to run Club Runner for those people who maybe are not as familiar with Club Runner as a recruiter should be. So I'm going to run through some basic things and go into a little detail and hopefully wrap it up within about 15 minutes. So I'm hoping that everybody knows where the club website is and that they have a shortcut either on their desktop or on their browser that would take them to the club site. And I think all of you are aware that the club site is the meeting. So the front page is always being changed every week to reflect the club site. And in Club Runner tradition, it's taking a while for the screen to come up here. So we have to wait, but it's coming. And here it is. Okay, we made it. So now this is the Club Runner site, and this is our website. And this is the site that I tinker with and manage with the help of Jim and a number of other members. But I want to point out some things here even before we log on. This is where we log on, but before that there's a lot of things available to everybody, and that means non-members as well as members. And one of the things that I think maybe some people are not aware of is when we scroll down here, we've got a list of all the upcoming meetings, whether they're a fellowship meeting or a board meeting or a coffee gathering. And there's a new one here called the President's Assembly. So these are not only links, they are the go-to link. So previously, I'm sure everybody had the same problems I did. You were forever looking for the bulletin or the email or something that gave you the link to the upcoming meeting. Well, now if you go to the website and you scroll down, you just have to click on the meeting to join the meeting. And there's a little hint on each one giving you the time, whether it's Eastern Time, Central Time, Mountain Time, or Pacific Time. So it should cover all the bases, and usually I like to keep at least a month ahead. Underneath that is a calendar view, just a little bit different, but it lists the next few meetings in calendar order so that you can see the upcoming events. So scroll up top here, we have our projects, our major projects, the Daley Park and Imagination Library. We have the Project Amigo, which you just heard about, and we have the water pipeline project and the other ones, the Pathway to Literacy. They are all links. So where there is a link, I should say, you can go to the separate projects page to get the details. Or if you want to see them all, you can click here to get all the project details. And now we have them listed here with links and details about each project. Okay? And one other thing I wanted to show on this page is down at the bottom, we have a cluster map which shows our visitors to the site. And if we click on this little cluster map here, we'll get a pictorial and a map of where everybody has been logged on from. And you can see that less than a minute ago, we've had 3 visitors from Canada. We've probably had more than that. Sometimes this takes a while to update, but you can see, and you can break it down. There we go. There's an idea of where people are visiting our site from the highest to the lowest. Kind of interesting if you wanted to see where people are visiting from. And lastly, on the home page, I think everybody's probably aware of this too, we have the archive meetings. If we look at the very top, we have archive meetings. And if you click on there, you can actually view any one of the last meetings since July of 2013. So every meeting that we had is there, all the way back to July of 2013. And Ellie, was July 2013 the actual first meeting that was posted? Probably was.
Yeah, that's when the, well, we were in, no, I think we deleted some of
There
it.
it is. So if you remember seeing something on one of the weekly meetings, you can just go back to that meeting by going to the archived meetings. And of course, you can do a makeup on it too. So that's a little bit in a nutshell our main page, and all those things are available to members as well as non-members. Now we're going to go a little deeper, and we're going to look into what the member, you as a member, can see. So you got to log in. You hit this button up here that says Member Login, and you'll get a login screen, and you'll have to type your password. If you don't know your password, you can contact John, and John K, the secretary, and he can give you your password or reset your password for you. So now we're into the member area, and it doesn't look any different, does it? But it actually is. You got a little link up here called Member Area, and when you click the Member Area, there's a lot more things available to you. And like most web applications, there's always 2 or 3 ways of doing things. So I might show you one way, and you might be familiar with doing it a different way. So don't feel that my way is any better than yours, or that it's shorter or faster. They're all about the same. So one of the things we can look at is the actual membership. There's a tab up here, and these are all a series of tabs. Now you may have a little bit less tabs, but your options are there. And one of the things you'll want to do, or could do, is look at a list of all our members. And one of the things I wanted to show you here is that it looks like we've only got about 25 members, when actually everybody knows we've got more than that, right? Well, the web pages are designed to show you a page full of stuff, and if they give you everything, it might be overwhelming to hold it in a page. So they give you a count, and you can see here we're actually showing the first 25. Only if we wanted to show everybody, we could select 50 or 100, and in this case, we got less than 50. So when we click it to 50, it will show all the members now in alphabetical order, and we can see the members from the top to bottom. And you can see there's a total bottom. It says 30 and 2 honorary. And if you're wondering who the 2 honorary are, they're right here. Okay? Now, one of the things you'll probably want to go to a lot is what is called My Club Runner. This is kind of like all the things that you can do with your stuff. And you'll want to check your profile. And here we have, we'll just go in and check my profile, which doesn't have a lot of information, but you can go in and change and edit these things that are allowed. So you would hit the edit button, and then you could edit if you wanted to. So like most web pages, you change something and then say save it. And it should save it. Now, one of the things we discovered recently is that under the privacy settings, it appears that by default everybody is excluded from the club bulletin. That's probably because most of them subscribe before they become members. But you'll want to change this. So it should appear like this, or if it does appear like this, you can change it by going into the edit mode, checking it off, and then saving it. and then you will be getting the bulletins when they're sent out. So also on My Club Runner is documents. This is where you can look at the various documents of the club, things like minutes, agendas, and treasury reports. So here we have the minutes of the previous meetings. If you wanted to look at the board minutes for August the 2nd, for instance, you could just click on it and it would open it up for you. It brings a little box down at the bottom here because it's got to download it, and then you say, yes, I want to see it, and there it is. Now you could look at the minutes. And so when the next board meeting comes up, you'd be prepared to accept those board minutes. Another thing you might want to look at in a little more detail is the treasury reports. And these are posted by David, so you can look at all the treasury reports all the way up until the last one that was posted on April 30th. And finally, there's some other documents that you might just want to look at, various things that we've put in that's available, like classifications and other documents that can be downloaded. There's membership files, or charter certificate, for instance, organizational chart for 2015-16. Some of these documents actually comprise of the new members orientation program, so that's why they needed to be put somewhere. And if you wanted to look at committees, you could click on this button up here and you would get a list of committees, and you could see all the committees. If you wanted to see details about the committee, again, anything that's underlined in blue is a hyperlink, and if we wanted to look at the International Services Committee, we could click on it. It would open up who's in the members are, but more importantly the documents. Now we can look at the various documents within the committee, minutes, and reports. So if you wanted to look at the minutes for this committee meeting on July the 25th, we could do that. Again, it goes and downloads the document, and there it is. You could read it over and digest it. Okay. I think those were all the things I wanted to cover, or I thought people would be interested. Is there anybody out there with a question about how to do something on Club Runner?
It was that thorough a presentation.
Pardon me?
I said it was that thorough a presentation that no questions.
I guess so. No questions.
Lawrence, it's Gord. I do have a question. Did we sort out that is the attendance thing working in Club Runner now? I know John had a lot of trouble with it, and I just...
Yes, John has had a lot of trouble with it, but I've been monitoring it for over 2 weeks now, and I'm just going to take you to the dashboard here. It's thinking about it. What I've determined is that the forms are being processed out of JotForm. They are being emailed because John and I are receiving the same emails for the same meetings, and he has put in attendance for 4 meetings. I'm just going to jump over here. He has put in attendance for 4 meetings, and he has not closed any of the meetings. And that's why nobody's attendance is actually showing on the bottom of the profile. But you can see the various meetings we've only had. Well, I guess we have to go into the meetings. Let's go back to the dashboard to see this. I don't want to show any individual meeting because then people will see who attended and who didn't. But we can see down here on July the 25th, he's only recorded 4 out of 32 people as attending that meeting. On July 18th, he's only recorded 7 out of 32, and 11th, 4 out of 32, and then July 4th, 7 out of 32. The real question we have to talk to John about is which emails did he get or which didn't he get, and maybe why he didn't get them. He's been having some problems with his email account too, which could be a factor. And I'm sure it is a factor. I shouldn't say it could be. I'm sure it is a factor. So the good news is, and this is thanks to Ali, is that we can go back and determine who clicked the button for what meeting, and we can make the attendance right. So it's just a matter of comparing one to the other and getting it updated.
Good. Good.
Does that answer your question, Gord?
Yes, thanks. You're working on it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we've got it under good control. You know, it would have been worse if we would have discovered that, you know, Jot Form wasn't sending the forms or something like that, but it clearly appears that the information is going, it's just not getting to John, and we have to find out why.
Thank you.
But 15.63% is probably not something to be proud of, and it's probably more because John hasn't updated the entries yet. So I would hope that number is going to increase as soon as he can start processing or start comparing A with B and seeing which ones he missed. Any other questions? Oh, well, I guess the people who are online are familiar with Club Runner. So
Great.
we'll just send this back to Ellie and Peter then.
Thank you, Lawrence. Well done. Lawrence is very knowledgeable and can always answer our questions that we have about Club Runner or even our website. We go on to 2 inductions, and it's very exciting that we have past district governor here, and I believe that Peter is going to introduce Jackie, and then we have Gordon and Delwyn introducing 2 of our inductees. Peter, are you ready?
Okay, it's my my pleasure to introduce past District Governor Jackie Hobal, who will do the induction of the new members that are going to join our club. And Jackie was I forgot the years already. I didn't write it down when she was district governor, but it wasn't all that long ago, and had a great year, and of course went on into doing more work afterwards, and currently she works at the zone level that we are involved with, and will be actively involved with the Institute next month in, I think it's Winnipeg, right? And so it's my pleasure to welcome Jackie, and we will start out with the introduction of Sharon Blaker by Delwyn. Delwyn, could you please introduce Sharon?
Shall do, Peter. If I speak at this volume, can everyone hear me?
Yes. Perfect.
Yes,
All right.
we can.
Very good. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce to you Sharon Blaker. I've known Sharon for many years now. She joined my previous Rotary Club, the Chilliwack Rotary Club, in the second half of my year as president back in 2005. And she has been a valuable and contributing member of Rotary ever since. Sharon brings a great deal of enthusiasm to us. She's an accomplished woman who has run successful fundraisers. She has a passion for Rotary. She has a passion for life. She has a wonderful family that supports her. I don't call many people by their surnames, but I call her by her surname, and that's because I find her to be a long-time and dear friend. So I call her Blaker, but you should all call her Sharon because it'll make her feel far more comfortable. Sharon, Sharon likes to lie about her age. She tells people that she's much older than she really is. Don't know why, but she does that. And I think that one of the things that you'll find as you come to know Sharon is that she is an excellent Rotarian. She lives the four-way test. She really feels for our organization, and she feels passionate about those things that she gets involved in. So without further ado, I give you Sharon Blaker.
Welcome.
Thank you, Delwyn.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dalwyn. And now I would like to ask Gord to introduce Vince. Vince, if you want to turn on your webcam so we can see you. And Gordon, please go ahead.
Good evening, fellow Rotarians. And I don't know if we have any guests left or not, but good evening. It's my pleasure to introduce you to Vincent Daley, who will become one of our newest members this evening. Vince is a former Rotarian with my old club, Nisku-Leduc, in District 5370, where, among other things, he held the position of secretary. Frank, if you're still here, make note of that. Vince is married to Diane and has 3 daughters, 4 grandchildren, and 1 more grandchild on the way. He currently resides in Leduc, Alberta, and is employed by ATB Financial as a financial advisor. He wants to be an active member of our club and be engaged. Very important words in Rotary. Exactly what we need. Welcome, Vince. That's it. Vince, can you get online, or are you?
It appears that Vince is having problems. He says it shows he's there, but
yeah, it's still the webcam won't connect. Still having that same battle.
Okay. Well, we can hear you.
okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, no, we can hear you. We know you're there, and so I would like to ask Jackie to now perform the induction ceremony of our 2 new members.
Thank you very much. And Ellie, to share my screen, I have a little visual on my screen. Could you make me the presenter, please?
I have made you the presenter.
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Well, welcome everybody. And I'm just delighted. I'm sitting here in central Alberta, just north of the small town of Athabasca. I'm a member of the Rotary Club of Athabasca, and I'm just thrilled to be able to be with you in your meeting today. Rotary, it's not just another club, as you know. It's a way of life. And for those Rotarians that are returning back to Rotary, you know all about that. You've been elected to membership of this club because it has been felt that you fit into this way of life. And of course, our motto, service above self. Rotary is like everything else. You get out of it what you put into it. The principles, responsibilities of Rotary and membership in the Rotary E-Club Canada 1 have been explained to you, and you have expressed your willingness to become a Rotarian in this club. No one is eligible to become a Rotarian unless, in his business, personal, and professional life, he or she endeavors to practice the principles of goodwill and service. The members of this club have invited you to join them because they believe you are already actuated by these motives. In electing you to membership, we are doing more than taking you into our fellowship. We are making you a trustee with us of Rotary ideals. Knowing you to be a Rotarian, the world will henceforth judge Rotary by all that you say and do. Membership in Rotary is an honor and privilege, and every privilege has its corresponding obligations. One of the special obligations of membership is regular participation in meetings and events. It is the basic method of fulfilling the principle of fellowship and also a way by which you represent your vocation. Every member is expected to perform his or her share of club community service, and the committees that of the club will afford you opportunities to give service, so do get involved. Lastly, by no means least, is our ideal of friendship. As you expect to receive, so give. May you be stimulated by friendship you will find here, and may we in return know you to be an added source of strength to our organization. It is my privilege and honor to induct you as members of the Rotary E-Club Canada 1. And I would, if I was there in person, would have the pleasure of pinning the emblem of our worldwide association. Please wear your Rotary pin with pride. Fellow Rotarians in Canada E-Club, Rotary Canada 1, I present you to Rotarian Sharon, Blaker, and Vince Daley, and I charge you to ensure that that you reach out and ensure that you are friends and a helping hand in making sure that their membership is useful and helpful. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much, Past District Governor Jackie. And I'd like to now give the floor, if that's what we can call it, give the floor to President Frank to welcome the two new members.
Peter, thank you very much for that introduction. And Jackie, as the past district governor, I appreciate you being on hand tonight to give us a lift. Sharon, I'd like to welcome you to our E-Club. I know already that you're busy with the membership committee, so there's, you know, you're there, you're doing a good chore for us because membership is important. I'd also like to welcome Vince Daley, who I've had a few opportunities to talk to, and just to answer Gord Lewis and his prompting for me to talk to Vince. Vince is already on the program, as my friend Al would say from the East, so he's going to be helping us on the board. I can't really say at what position, but anyway, that's good. So thank you, Sharon and Vince. Thank you, Jackie. Thanks our board members and also our membership and our guests this evening to make this such a wonderful assembly. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you all very much, and welcome Sharon and Vince, and anybody else that wants to welcome them. You got about 32 seconds.
Welcome Sharon and Vince to Rotary. Welcome.
Welcome Sharon and Vince.
Welcome to the family of Rotary, Sharon and Vince.
Welcome. Thank you.
Welcome to a new style of Rotary online.
Yeah.
Okay, we can make Peter the presenter. Thank you. I think, Peter, you're on next. Peter, I made you the presenter. I think Peter is going to do a Rotary quiz. Most popular.
Yes, now we have some time for the fun. And are you able to see my screen?
Yes.
All right. So we are going to have a quiz today, and I like to hear everybody has to keep their mic on, and you can talk all you want, and you can chatter all you want, and there is going to be an E team, and there's going to be a non-E team. And the E team are those that have the letter E in their first name. And there is, Jim is not here because he would have been on both teams because he has two names that he goes by, for instance. But anyway, E team versus non-E team. Each team alternates going first. That means when I hear an answer, when I hear the correct answer, a point will go to the team that is going first. If there is no answer after 6 seconds, the other team gets 6 seconds. So then the point will go to the other team. So here we go. Here comes the first question. What is a rotary? A gardening tool, a traffic circle, a milking parlor, or none of the above?
Traffic circle.
None of the above.
You're not an E.
All right. Traffic circle or rotary or roundabout. And when I had a tom-tom, I chose the Australian voice guy as the voice, and all of a sudden he says, at the rotary, turn, and I can't do an Australian accent. And I thought everybody has to have a tom-tom with an Australian speaker. Very good. True or false? When a person becomes a member of a Rotary Club, he or she automatically becomes a member of Rotary International.
True.
You never met.
False.
No. False. Yeah,
Rotarians are members of Rotary clubs. It is Rotary clubs that are members of Rotary International. There are, and this is a recent count, that many Rotarians in that many clubs in that many countries doing good all over the world. And that network of clubs makes up Rotary International. Very important to realize that Rotary International is made up from Rotary clubs. I'm keeping track. Where is the largest Rotary logo in the world located? Philippines, Chicago, South Africa, or Monaco?
Philippines.
Is this an E question?
Does it matter? I keep track of things. So the first team gets the Philippines because that's right. Now I had a little video, and if you go to YouTube, you can find but our webmaster told me that it doesn't really work, so I'm not going to bother you with a bad picture of a video doesn't work. But they built this large rotary emblem as a result of creating an artificial reef to protect and help grow the industry. It's very impressive when you see it. There's a helicopter ride going from above, and it will show you very nicely how big that thing actually is. How many honorary members are in RE Club? 1, 2, 3, or 4?
2.
Good. I got pictures. And this is for the ones that say other than 2, if they hadn't paid attention earlier. Now, how long does the Rotary Foundation hold contributions before spending them?
3 years.
1, 2, 3, or 4 years? Pardon me?
2 years.
2 and 3 is 5. That's not right.
4 years.
The answer is 3 years. Contributions will be invested for 3 years. They will then become available to spend on programs and grants. That also means that the district and the clubs will know in advance how much money would be available for programs and grants coming back to the district. How many Rotarians of the district are members of the district Facebook page at this time?
Take a guess.
Pick a number.
Middle of the pack, 3.
I'll say number 4.
Did anybody recently go to the district website?
This morning.
Or, sorry, the district Facebook page. Sorry.
This morning.
This morning, you would have seen that there were 7 short of on the 15 than active pages, groups, and there's others more don't need. And that's ultimately what it comes down to. You've got to do something, show some action. What's the largest annual PR project of clubs in the US and Canada?
Annual PR
Rotary Convention.
in clubs. District conference.
Well, it's the float.
Oh, really?
And that was recently something put on there too. Yeah, there are. There's probably about $1 million spent on the float every year, and the last I don't know how many years the president of Rotary is there. I have a good friend of mine, Paul Geisel, who was on there also, and he said it's quite an ordeal because for 6 hours you can't. So you can't drink anything in the morning, and it's a long day as well. Where and when did RILA begin?
RILA, Australia.
Australia 59, Winnipeg 48, Chicago 71, Amsterdam 64.
I say Australia.
That's a tough.
Right, Ellie? It started in Australia, but then it came in 1971 an official youth program as it was adopted by the board. But it actually did start in Queensland in 59 already. And then it's been going every year since.
Good job, Ellie.
How many Canadian communities were represented in our E-Club on September 15?
What year? I can't see it.
2016, sorry. Oh, okay. This year. It was a few days ago.
Oh, how many communities?
How many communities? I took some time. Took some time to put this together because I went to everybody's address.
18.
22.
24.
That's because it hadn't been mentioned, right? But 22 is right. We are in 3 countries, 4 provinces, 22 communities, and on the 15th, 34. Now we have 36 members, plus 2 honorary members.
Hopefully that goes to the E-Club's points, the E-team.
I'm going to I protest here because I did a look down the attendees, and boy, there's about 7 E people and only 3 of us non-E people. So.
And that's a problem. Why?
What is?
Well, it's really
what
not.
Is the greatest?
I say it's fair. It's
okay,
probably. That's fine.
Okay, Gord, how far have you taken your banner? Next question. How far have you taken your banner? What's the greatest distance from Chicago to the Rotary Club banner? That's not. Oh, how many kilometers did it been?
Number 4.
Number 4 is correct. It was astronaut Frank Borman took it on his Apollo 8 flight, and I've been looking high and low for him a picture of it, but it's only talked about and never seen a picture. So I guess the 4-way test did apply for Frank. When you're called Frank, of course the 4-way test applies. So the score is 5-5.
Oh.
Believe it or not.
We need another.
Don't believe it? We can deal with that later. So we have one more question. That will determine who is going to win it, the E-team or the non-E team. Where will the next District 5370 convention be held? Gascoigne, Edmonton, Westlock, or none of the above?
It's not a convention, it's a conference, and it will be in Westlock.
Yay, Ellie.
So what's the answer?
West Block District Conference in early April.
Okay, you don't know the trick,
This is the
Nellie.
trick
Ellie,
question.
this is the trick question. The district has a conference, the zone has an institute, and RI has a convention.
Well, but I said that.
So none of the above.
Because
None
many
of the
people make that
above.
mistake. They call a district conference.
And of course, I knew the appeals were coming up.
Aha.
Well, here you go.
Aha. I am a sore loser. I can write a complaint to the sergeant at arms, and I will do that.
But it needs to be hand delivered by the day after tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Peter, it's Gord here. I also have another comment on that we're represented in only 3 countries. So you don't consider the Dominican as your country, or have you miscounted?
Correct. My address is Edmonton.
Okay.
Oh, I miscount. Are you kidding? It was my address is Edmonton.
Yeah.
Peter, Doug Dyer is also still in Canada. Is in BC. Anyway, Gord, you can do the next quiz then.
No. I just.
Well done, Peter.
I was just worried that we missed maybe, John being a, Honduras and wherever else, Guatemala and wherever else we are. I don't know.
That's it.
Okay.
Canada, Guatemala, and US.
Very interesting.
Gord is doing the next quiz. Great job, Peter. Really good. We learned a lot from it, and we thought we already knew everything.
Bravo.
Everybody,
You know what the fun part is? I don't like doing quizzes. I love making quizzes. And I twice taught at Nate, and the students still remember me when I see them. They say, "Oh yeah, your quizzes, your tests were tough." So it's been a pleasure doing this because it's lots of fun and researching the questions as well. So
we hope to see you all again the 3rd Tuesday of October. I believe we have our district governor at a fellowship assembly, but you will be sent reminders, and please encourage all others, even guests, to attend our meeting. Great.
That's the 18th.
I have to look at my calendar, but it will be the 3rd Tuesday of October. The 3rd Tuesday of October. Same time, same place, with or without wine or beer. Okay.
Just one outgoing comment. I will prepare a quiz for that meeting, fellowship meeting, and I'll give you a hint because it's very close to World Polio Day.
Okay,
so
perfect.
Think about that.
Perfect. You're on, Gord.
Close to what? I missed that. It died. Close to what? World what?
World Polio Day.
Yeah.
October 24th.
Oh, of course. Right on. Awesome.
Okay. Good night, everybody. We'll see you all next time.
Okay.
Bye all.
Good night. Thanks.
Bye all.
Thanks, Peter.
Thank
Good night,
everybody.
Bye.